staple on Broadway, and he's got audiences rolling in the aisle again with his hit new show, Bete. Please welcome David Hyde Pierce. Yeah!
Hi, kids.
We're so excited to have you with us.
Thank you. I was in London, and that's why I kissed you on both sides of the cheek, because that's what they do over there, and it's so much more fun.
The French do that.
But the French also do that, but they don't kiss the English.
They don't kiss the English?
No.
So now you're in the new Broadway show, Bete, The Beast. Will you tell us what it's all about?
Yes, it's a comedy. It's a tremendously funny comedy. I play an actor-playwright, and I've got this troupe that we've been living in haylofts, and we've been taken in by a princess, and she's got us in her court, and she's taking care of us, and we're living the high life. And then she wants to bring in this other actor to the troupe, who is played by Mark Rylance, one of the great actors in the world. And this actor is the vulgarest, smelliest, self-obsessed, farting nightmare. And so the play is basically about who wins, whether the princess gets her way and this guy joins the troupe, or we get to, kick him out. And
I hear that it has some similarities, this play, to The View. From that description, I'm dying to hear what they are.
The farting. No. Well, one similarity, I don't think it's fair to say it's similar, but Mark's character, this Bulgarian, when he comes in, he has a famous 30-minute non-stop speech where Stephen Bete, the other actor, and I keep trying to get a word in edgewise and can't for 30 minutes. And so some people may have made that comparison. I would not make that comparison.
But it was 1991 when it was first on Broadway, right?
Right.
And critics, they called it a flop. So what was the energizer that sort of said, let's just get this going again?
It was sort of a famous, closed in just a few weeks on Broadway when it first opened. But the next year, it went to London and won the Olivier Award for Best Comedy. And since then, it's been done all over the world. So the director, Matthew Warchus, Mark Rylance, the producers approached me, and they thought there's something in this play that hasn't been found before. And they were right. It's got a lot of, as I said, it's funny, but it's got a lot of wonderful themes about high art and low art and compromise, and when someone's got the money and they're supporting you, what you owe to them and how that affects your independence and all that.
We were talking in the Hot Topics about that people who are not funny should not try to be funny.
Okay.
You have no, but I was not you. You're funny. Yeah. But I read this quote you said, I can vividly recall telling a joke in second grade and realizing it was funnier if I didn't laugh.
Yeah.
So then what did you learn from that?
Well, it was just, this is a very specific memory. We were in line for the cafeteria, and I was telling a joke to some little kid ahead of me, and as I finished the joke, I had that realization. I started biting my cheeks so I wouldn't show anything on it. And I don't know why I had that idea, but not only did I have the idea, but the moment stuck with me. So obviously it had some kind of prediction of my future.
Timing.
That's exactly.
It's instinctive.
Yeah.
It's also in rhyming couplets. That I would love to hear an example here.
An example of a rhyming couplet?
Yes, I know what it is, but if you could give us one from the play.
Sure. There once was a man from Nantucket. I probably shouldn't. This is a real rhyming couplet. See if I can do this. There's frankly nothing that I'd rather do than hang out with the ladies from The View. They're sexy, smart, provocative, and fun, and one of them's a Jewish singing nun. We were in Whoopi was there doing Sister Act at the same time I was in Bete in London, and we didn't get to see each other. You unfortunately had to leave. I'm so sorry. But had a good time. Thank you.
You and your partner Brian have been together for almost, I think, is it 2 years? Or almost?
Well, we've been together 28 years.
28 years.
We've been legally married in California 2 years.
For 2 years. And when you were on here last time, you had some comments about the Prop 8 being upheld. You got a lot of attention about that.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get some more attention.
Oh, good.
Because I want to. How do you feel about the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy that's up now?
Well, you know, given my vast experience in the military and all my time in Congress, I think, you know, I have a...
couplets must have been a hit there.
Yeah, that was... you know, honestly, I think it's an insult to everybody in the service, because I think for years people have done their jobs knowing full well who they were fighting beside, and now we've given them this rule that says any gay people here, and everybody has to say nope.
Yeah.
And I don't understand what that accomplishes. I think that these people are very good at what they do. And like in all walks of life, you got a job to do, and you do it. And this other stuff is peripheral.
Lady Gaga has spoken out against this now, and she was out there.
Right. Well, she and I are always on the same page about it. These are, actually wearing my neat pants.
You can turn them into jerky later, like she's doing. I also want to talk to you about Alzheimer's. I know you lost dad and grandfather, then lost my grandfather as well. You have been such a moving force with the Alzheimer's Association, and I know an event coming up in, is it New York?
Yeah, well, all over the country we have the Memory Walk coming up. This is the season. It's a big fundraiser. And in New York, here, it's on the Sunday the 24th. And we're just trying, as always, to raise money and awareness. We just had a meeting. Last week was National Alzheimer's Day, the 21st, and we had a meeting, a White House briefing, trying to raise awareness, trying to create this thing called the National Alzheimer's Project Act, which is just simply to get the government to create an office to address this disease, because we've got, you know, internationally it's like $640 billion it's going to cost next year, and we're not dealing with it.
Wow.
Thank you, David, for coming by.
I'm going to see you there at that walk.
Yeah, good.
Thank you. We're always so delighted when you come. Truly, we are delighted. You know what? You can catch the best at the Music Box Theater here on Broadway. We'll be right back.